I was supposed to be in Bangalore at this time for a shoot of a restaurant of my friend. Just to give you a bit of backstory, because there is a lot here that we can learn together, and I think this is going to help you a lot in facing a lot of things that are about to come. So my friend, he is a college friend, and he opened up a restaurant last year, and it was a pretty amazing restaurant. They have worked really nicely in managing their staff, having essential lighting and everything through their mobile app, and their IT industry experience was helping them a lot. It was his all-time dream that to open up a restaurant in a city, Bangalore, which he fell in love from the very first day he walked into that city after engineering. And of course, it's a pretty nice city, nice weather. Majority of people are kind. What's not there to fall in love with Bangalore? Of course, except traffic. But anyways, so he opened up a restaurant last year. It was doing all great. We talked a bit earlier this year that can you come for a shoot of our restaurant for Instagram and all those purposes. I said, sure, why not? When I'll be coming to next time Bangalore, I'll surely do that. He said, what's your fee, Sitesh? I said, iced tea twice a day would be good enough, and some chit chat, just like old days. And we were all happy, and he informed me earlier in this year that in the January, I guess, around 15th or 16th January, that, hey Tesh, we have opened up another branch this year, and we are doing all fantastic, and everything is awesome, and finally we are able to put up all of our saving, and it's going absolutely good with the restaurant business. We did talk yesterday also, and he said, I'm closing down both of my restaurants. And he said that I don't have enough of money to pay for the rent for upcoming next 1, 2 or 3 months maybe. On top of that, there is electricity. We have around 60 staff, and we are laying off all of them. Now, surely he has invested a whole lot of his life, his careers and his saving into this one dream that he wanted to have, but he was not that much sad. He said, I'll do it again, probably next 5 years, next 6 years, but I'll do it again. Now, by hearing this statement that he laid off 60 to 70 people, a lot of young kids might come up and say that, hey, how could he lay off people at this tough situation? Even our Honorable Prime Minister came on TV and said, please don't fire your staff or don't cut off their salaries. And yes, I do understand your thinking at this point, because you are young, you have never faced how businesses are being done, and it's okay to think like that, but I would like to give you a bit of knowledge about a bit more onto the business side of the things and what's actually the reality of living a life. So far what you're doing and what you're living is your dad or probably your mother is paying your electricity bill and your rent and everything, and you get a monthly paycheck in your account, and that's okay. I'm not blaming you for that. It's your life. I was in that phase, so it's okay. But what the reality is, it's a bit different. Let's just say you have a product or a restaurant or a dish or anything, and it cost you 100 rupees. So there is not just the restaurant is earning 100 rupees for that. There's a whole lot of game with any product or any food dish that's going on. For example, if you have any product, that product, if somebody buys from Apple Store or from their mobile app, there is a straight 30% that goes to either Google or Apple. On top of that, there is 18% of tax, or probably more or less, depends on what industry or business that they are doing. And on top of that, somebody is using some payment gateway, so there is additional 2 or 3% that payment gateway takes. And on top of that, there is a whole lot of costing that is involved in researching for that product, preparing that product, the material that goes into the product, then marketing of that product, as well as finally there are rents and staff salaries. So there is a whole lot of costing that is involved in putting up a X price tag on the product. And then there is a competitive market as well. So there's a whole lot of mathematics that goes into the business. Now, I don't want to scare you for that, but you need to understand that what people say as a politicians or in media is completely different what's actually happening in the business, in the real world life. That's completely different. They might be saying that, hey, don't lay off your staff or don't even cut the salaries, but they don't say that, hey, we are leveraging off for all the taxes of 2 months. Still, everybody has to pay the taxes. Now, I'm not here for the pro-government or the anti-government kind of stuff. I'm not from A wing or B wing. I'm from the science wing. I'm from the tech wing here. I don't really care, and I'm not intellectual enough to blame anybody or not to blame anybody. The whole point of making this video is that you need to understand that the tough time is gonna come up, but as a species, as a human being, we are the toughest one to put down. And my friend was saying that, yeah, I was sad for initial 2 or 3 days, but I realized I had to do something if I had to come back, and I'll be back. I'll be back in like 4 years, 5 years, probably 10 years, probably 15 years. But I'll open up my restaurant. One day in the city of Bangalore, I'll have my restaurant again and I'll do it again. A lot of people say that because we work in the IT industry, we are not being affected by this COVID situation. And I think if somebody from the politics background or from media background says this, I'll accept that because they are not much into the IT. They don't understand what IT industry is all about. But if you understand it properly, IT was never a self-industry in itself. It has always been a dependent industry. And to explain this, I need to take a few examples again. Do you think that taxi industry is something new that Uber or Ola or Grab introduced to us? No, it's not like that. These industries were doing well and thriving, in fact, way before the IT came in. What IT actually does is to move these industry into scalable things so that every single person can use it. Food was already available in the restaurant. What Swiggy and Uber Eats and everybody similar to these companies, what they did is made our life a little bit easier. So what you need to understand first and foremost about the IT, that it's not a standalone industry, it's a very dependent industry. It works on bringing the services closer to you what's already available. The hotels were already there, the tourism was already there. What IT did to it was make it easier so that everybody can access it. So assuming that IT is not going to be affected by it, I think it's a very, very naive approach. And those people don't really understand what IT means and what this information technology and the computers and mobile phones are actually doing. They are just making our life easier. So when any hotel or a restaurant goes down, it's not just their staff and they are going down. A lot of companies who are related to IT are gonna losing their businesses because some company might be managing their softwares, their mobile apps, their marketing, online industries and online advertising and a whole bunch of other things. So it's probably gonna be wrong to understand and say that hotels are going to be affected the most, tourism is going to be affected the most, IT is still having their work from home and they can do. If a company don't have work and their associate clients are going down, it's not like that they are going to be keeping the salaries same. It's not like the layoff are not going to be coming. It would be something wrong that I put up a message which is totally unrealistic. I want you to understand that life is very, very realistic, and this COVID situation is going to affect every single one of us. I'm not trying to put a statement which scares you off, but what reality is the reality, and you need to understand that what we are doing here is we are preparing for the worst, because this is a war, and once we go out, probably in 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, who knows when, then the situation what we walk out of here is gonna be a bit scary. So all I can put up here is do prepare, because war is already here and we don't have much of the things to do. So don't put and set unrealistic expectation, because the thing behind the wall is very scary. So don't put any unrealistic expectation. Prepare for the worst and just hope that everything is gonna be under control. People somehow in India have survived the very first this chain or this wave of lockdown, but these second waves and third waves of lockdown, which are pretty much unavoidable, are gonna come, and it's gonna be very, very hard to survive these things. And a whole lot of businesses are gonna go down, and along with these businesses, a whole lot of jobs are even gonna go down, because not everybody is rich enough to pay those rents, to pay those electricity bill, and everything is going to be not so much easy. And really, I don't have any action plan for you to share that, hey, do this and everything is going to be all right. Because situations are different in every single house. And yes, I might sound a bit here that, hey, why are you talking so negative and stuff? No, I'm not. I'm just saying what's actually is there and what a lot of people are not and are even hesitating to discuss this. So I don't want to drag this video probably too long because I've already said a lot of words which were in the mind. This was not anything which I've written down, noted down. I'm just talking in front of a camera, assuming that you are just a friend here. So again, just make sure that you understand that we are in a situation of a war, probably worse than the war. So just take care of that and try to have a smile every single day. And only advice I would like to put out through this video is just make sure you follow some or the other routine every single day, because one day or the other will be out again in the industry, in the market, and at that point of time, your habit of getting up at 1 o'clock in the day is gonna affect you a lot. So don't just get up at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Don't do that. Make yourself a routine, because this is not a permanent situation. It's gonna go away. And these habits, once you develop them, are not easy to get away with that. So make sure you follow a routine, something, hopefully you are exercising a little bit, and spend a little bit of your time in reading some books or something. Probably that's going to be helpful. So that's all. Signing off now, and I'll catch you up in another video.